Hello viewers, you join me today in the kitchen of the Royal Swallowcliff, a tastefully modernised 18th century pub in South Wiltshire, just off the A30 between Shaftesbury and Salisbury. Very reasonably priced rooms, an excellent menu and a superb selection of wines, spirits and beers. And where was I with this sentence? Oh yes, Chef Johnny Sutcliffe is here to help me, and I may even let him speak in a moment. But to begin with, I'm going to say that traditionally we cook with lots of different alcohols. We cook with wine, with whiskey, with brandy, we even cook with beer. Think of things like steak and ale pie, but nobody ever cooks with gin. Why not? There may be a very good reason for it. It may be that nobody's thought of it yet. Well, as they say in TV, let's find out as we go cooking with gin. We're going to begin with a French classic, coq au vin, which really means cock in wine. But what if you cooked it in gin? What if you made that coq au gin? Is it possible?
We'll give it a go, that's for certain. But yeah, there's no reason why it shouldn't be possible. It's not going to be exactly the same, but should still taste nice.
Will the gin just boil away, or?
Even when you have coq au vin, you end up with a winey flavour. So you should hopefully have a gin kind of flavour to the sauce.
Why hasn't anybody done this before?
I don't know.
Nobody's thought of it?
Yeah.
Or it's a crap idea?
Well,
you don't know if you don't try, do you? Just to reiterate, and in order to get the plug-in, this is being made with James Gin Asian Parsnip, which is available online, selling out very quickly though, so buy now to avoid disappointment. It's basically a pot roast stroke stew. You fry up
basically you have chicken, so we got breast, legs and thighs, and then we've got some shallots, bacon, mushrooms, double strength chicken stock, and some herbs to finish it later on.
If this works, would you put it on the menu?
Yeah, if it works, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Right, I'll get on with the process now. So
is this browning off?
Browning off, yeah, it's exactly that, and then deglaze with quite a lot of gin.
So again, this is going to be quite an expensive supper option if we charge it properly, because
possibly, yeah,
it's going to have 20 quid's worth of gin in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
People will pay a premium for quality. We know that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why they come to this pub. Every recipe I've ever read for this, I've only ever tried it myself once, but it always says you should use a bit of breast, a bit of thigh, and a bit of leg. Is that to indicate that you've got a whole chicken in there? Or?
Pretty much,
yeah.
So we get some colour already.
Yeah, look at that. I always look for the yellow chickens in the supermarket, because that's a sign that it's properly fed and properly running about. So this is very much, once you've done this quite frantic first stage, it becomes a slow cook, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You're sealing in the sort of flavour.
And also, if you just put it straight in, it would effectively boil, wouldn't it?
Boil, and yeah, you get sort of like almost like a kind of scumminess.
I've produced quite a bit of scummy food in my time.
Right, so that's out now. I'm going to go in with some bacon.
Why does everything happen so quickly in professional kitchens? If I was doing this at home, it would be at least half an hour browning off the... Is that just because I don't turn things up high enough? No, it's done already.
So now I've got some shallots and a couple of garlic cloves.
Ooh. They talked about smell-o-vision back in the 1970s. It's never happened. The cooking shows are very popular anyway, but imagine how popular they would be if you could smell it as you watched it. It'd be fantastic.
So we've got some butter mushrooms in there, just halved. And in a minute, it's going to be time for the most important ingredient, the gin.
How much of that bottle of gin is going to go in this, do you think?
I think a good third.
Ooh.
Just possibly. If you're making a coq au vin, you usually use a bottle of wine.
Cheap stuff.
Turn it up a little bit and add some gin in.
Now, at the moment I can smell garlic, shallots, bacon smells. Let's see how it changes. Oh yes. Actually, that makes a huge difference. Yeah, it does get in your eyeballs a bit, doesn't it?
Oh,
no, it's very ginny. Hey, this might work.
Right, so we're going to go in with our stock.
So that's pre-made, homemade or pub-made stock from chicken bones.
Chicken bones and a few veal bones as well, just to give it a bit more sort of richness.
But it's interesting, this is a conversation we had earlier when the cameras weren't running, but there's no thickener here. In a lot of coq au vin recipes, it will tell you to remove everything, add thickener to the juice, and then put everything back in. But you don't need to do that.
Not with decent stock now, and also we want a kind of more lighter sauce.
Agreed.
So that's pretty much all melted down. I'm going to add the chicken back in.
Oh, I know the gin is Asian parsnip, but the smell now is actually slightly, it does smell a bit like Asian, it smells a bit like Thai, doesn't it? It smells like a simple Thai thing.
Now what we're going to do is turn that off and pop it in the oven.
So this is going to take about an hour to cook properly in the oven, is it? If we later knock up a few mashed potatoes as well, we could actually make this the crew lunch. And by crew, I mean me. Join us again in 1 hour, i.e. 2 or 3 seconds, for coq au vin with mashed potatoes and peas. Peas?
Peas, yeah.
Peas. So viewers, this has been a genuine experiment. I haven't tried any of these things yet. I have coq au vin with mashed potato and peas, as requested, in a massive bowls. This is the family portion. I have a tiny bowl. If this is good, we might consider putting it on the menu. If it's bad, I'm going to admit it, because I'm not aware of this ever having been tried before. I've done a fairly thorough search on the internet, by which I mean my staff have, and can't find any reference to it anywhere. So it may be a great innovation. We may have stumbled upon something that nobody's ever thought of. It may have emerged by accident, like polystyrene did, actually, accidentally created in a laboratory while people were trying to do something else. Anyway, shut up, James, and put a bit of coq au vin in the bowl. That's got a little bit of, that bit landed on the table, but hopefully you can't see it from there. Bit more of that, bit of juice, bit of mushroom, yum yum. Dollop o' mashed potato. I'm very excited about this. And a few peas. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Could be a seminal moment that's remembered for many centuries to come. There will be a blue plaque outside of the Royal Swallowcliff, just off the A30 between Shaftesbury and Salisbury, saying this is where coq au vin was invented. I'm just going to try the coq. Here we go. It's delicious. It's genuinely really nice, and it's very light, which I like. I don't like dense, buttery food. This is a stew. There's a little hint of gin in it. Definitely tastes a little bit of juniper. It's not fatty or cloying. It's fresh and light and quite summery. Like, comment, subscribe. Now, I would put that on the menu. However, I only half own this pub, and the staff take no notice whatsoever of any of my suggestions. So what we'll do now is I'll sit and enjoy this. We'll cut and go to Johnny Sutcliffe, chef of the Royal Swallowcliff, just off the A30, and see what he thinks. Do sit down, chef. I'm not going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
There's plenty of it. Flood the cowling.
I'm just going to try the chicken.
Yep.
It's really nice.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really good, yeah. I don't want to say that about my own food, but it is really nice. You do get the gin towards the end.
Yeah, gin makes a late appearance with a little bit of dryness and a little bit of spiciness. And it's not as heavy as a regular coq au vin, is it?
No, it's lighter.
This is the healthy eating option. Coq au vin is coq au vin. Would you put it on the menu?
I think it's definitely worth it on the menu, definitely.
Do you think people will have it? I suppose if they don't, you just quietly forget about it, like you did with my fish pie.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It might come at a slight premium price, but I mean...
I was going to say how much. A regular coq au vin would be what, 18 quid?
Yeah. Might cost a few more quid, but, you know...
But you can't get it anywhere else.
That's true. Only.
It is entirely exclusive to this pub, the Royal Swallowcliff, just off the A30 between Shaftesbury and Salisbury, offering reasonably priced rooms, an excellent menu devised by the best chef in the region, and a superb selections of wines, beers and spirits. Dogs and children welcome, and everybody else. No fascists. Like, comment, subscribe.